I always give you a little backstory. So my little backstory is I started following this guy maybe 2020, somewhere around in 2020. Liked the music, liked what he was doing, and I was like, this guy's cool. Then I was down in Miami for Art Basel, and boom, everybody down there, we connected at cousin Jesse Boykin's show. So we was tapped in with Jesse, and that was fun. And then he's out in LA. We was like, we got to get up on the pod, do some things, talk some junk, and we are here. So ladies and gentlemen, won't you give a warm round of applause for this musician, this good man, this uplifter, this motivator, this black man out here doing things, this black man letting you know that it's okay to be vulnerable out here. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, man.
Good intro.
All right. We got Piff in the building. What's up, dog?
Hey, what's going on? That was easily the best intro that anyone has done for me in my entire life.
We got you around here, man. How you feeling?
My mom gave birth to me, so that's
how you feeling, man?
I'm happy to be here. Like you said, I've been trying to get on this pod for a while, so I'm glad that the stars aligned.
Boom.
And I'm here.
Yeah, we out fans. Here. Yeah, no, we definitely fans. We fans of good music in general. And it's funny, the first video that I seen from you, my homegirl sent to me, and I think it was the joint, the new crib. Yeah, and I seen that, and I was like,
"Mine was Boys Do Cry."
I was like, you know what? And it reminded me of music that we were making. I was like, I like this guy. I like this guy right here. Let me tap in and see what's good. But so you out of LA? How long you in LA for?
I'm in LA for like 4 days. Like I came here for like it's a workcation kind of situation. Gotcha. Like I came here to shoot, but also like tap in with all the people that I've either met on the internet or met last time I was here.
Yeah.
I can't just stay in New York my entire life.
No, for sure. For sure.
So I just want to come out here to do that. And it's funny that you said that New Crib kind of reminded you of some of the stuff that y'all did. Some of it was inspired by some of the stuff that y'all did too, because y'all would add like comedic elements into your songs.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
for sure.
right? Yeah. But it was hard.
You'd be like,
at the same time,
you'd be like, damn,
like the whole formula. We want to be funny, but you want to ride out.
Like, we're trying to spit some bars. Let's get to it.
So I do want to say thank y'all for like putting that out there and show like how it can be done without being corny at the same time too, because there's a lot of people that try to do this and it's like corny as hell. Not that I'm a comedic artist or anything like that, but like I was able to tap into that because I saw things like ass on the internet or like seeing things like Lil Dicky has done or stuff like that can show me how to like balance it out, you know what I mean?
I think speaking on that, I think it's funny because we just had a bracket last week. We do these NCAA style brackets where we pretty much take like the first one we did was Lil Wayne, so we put like 32 Lil Wayne songs against each other. It was tough.
That's tough.
BMJR ended up winning from Carter 1.
You just aged me out of that.
You just aged me.
It went against money on my mind.
It went against money on my mind. It went against money on my mind. And but we just did one with Ludacris. Ludacris has that same type of like funny, but like he really rapping. But he'd be funny with his. So I guess so what we're gonna talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about pretty much the power of positive messaging, which can be done in rap, it can be done in books, it can be done in whatever it is. So we're gonna tap in with Piff, see his style, how he works on things. And before we get too deep, maybe give the people a little background, a little elevator pitch, where you from, who you are, type of thing. So
my name is Piff Marti. I'm from New York. Born and raised. A lot of people don't even know that because one, I'm not telling people where I'm from, and I should do a better job.
I can't believe a New Yorker ain't telling people where they're from.
That's a first.
That's a first.
You're the most humble New Yorker I ever met.
You know New York people. You say, hey, where's the grocery store up the road? Well, I'm from New York, and where?
No, you be like, hey, so what's your name? Brooklyn. My name is Matt though.
What?
Okay.
So I should tell more. Say that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm from New York. I'm a artist, influencer, entrepreneur. I do mad shit actually.
Yeah.
I've come to
Renaissance.
Once I started looking back of all the things I've been doing, all the things I put my hand in, I'm like, oh, I'm a creator. Straight like that. I'm a creator, and I got my claim to fame by making these TikTok music videos, just showing my iPhone. Like just like every other artist, I'm just trying to figure out. I was just trying to figure out how do I break through? How do I create a name for myself in the ever changing music industry? And like 2 years ago it was like 5 years ago it was blogs. Now it's TikTok, and I'm like, how do I utilize? How do I TikTok? Yeah. So I started seeing how, you know, all the Instagram comedians and TikTok comedians are like making hundreds of thousands of dollars just using their iPhone. Why can't I do that? You know what I mean? Straight up. So, you know, I've taken some advice from this my friend Lyric. She said, hey, you should do the TikTok songs, these 1 minute songs. I don't know. And this is my first time meeting her, and she said that. So I'm like, why are you saying that? But I'm gonna listen. So I started doing it, and then it just really it started taking off. Yeah. And then I just leaned into it because I see that I was one of the only people, if not the only people person at the time, doing it like that.
Those so little bits.
And just took it and ran with it.
For us creators that do it a lot, we coined a new term for just creative entrepreneur.
Yeah,
it made it easier for us to say
pretty much.
So be like, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to explain. You know what I'm saying? So I guess with that being said, how have you been finding balance with doing everything, the music, doing the TikTok, like, or do I mean, it is kind of together, but it is also separate at the same time.
It is all together. Like I'm also someone who like learn as I go. Like everything is like at work training.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Basically, it's reverse engineering, and I'm learning as I go. So that's how I'm balancing it. Like I'm just going forward and taking things that I do think will work, and I'll just add that to it, and it's all together. To be honest, so it's not really that hard to balance it. Yeah, and like I said, I'm doing it in a very unique way, and it's my way. So it's like I'm really living life too. Yeah. It's not me just creating. I'm just living.
And that's
that's what I feel like doing, you know, so I do it.
I feel like that's the cool thing about when you find stuff you passionate about, because we were just talking about this, because we have our sunglasses brand, and me and him was having a talk the other day, and I was like, I feel like, you know, I'm doing so much because I want to write more, I want to, you know, still want to do my music, still want to do this, but he was like, well, we kind of just figured like, oh, well, this kind of just all goes the same, because we can just be creative with our shades, we can be creative with our podcast. It just all kind of it's just an ecosystem of creativity. No rules. Just no rules pretty much. So that's the cool thing. So go ahead.
I was gonna ask before we go further. Yeah. How did you get into music? Like, did you grow up in a musical household, or was your parents musicians?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I am the first. Actually, I had a cousin that rapped, but he, you know, it didn't work out for him.
I had an uncle that rapped. It didn't work out.
But nobody else. There was nobody making music. There was nobody really doing like anything related to the performing arts. I got my start. Like my first introduction to music was like TRL, right? So Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, NSYNC, Cher. Cher, "Believe" was my first favorite song ever. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard, right? But that's when I started liking music, and I didn't really know that I can rap until I was like 10 years old. You know, before that I wanted to be an actor. That's actually what I really wanted to do. But my dance teacher, Miss Velez, she was like, she had us write a poem. She wanted us to each write a poem, right? And I'm a little extra, so I wrote a rap, right? So I performed a rap in front of the class. They went crazy. This is my first rap ever, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can do this. Maybe I could really do this. But I still like dabbled and dabbled in everything else, and until I turned 16, my homie Merv, he took me to this bando ass studio in somebody's crib.
Oh, yeah, definitely been in those.
And then we made I recorded my first song, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is
rock with this.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. And now I'm 28 and I'm here.
Like Brown Sugar, that's when I fell in love with hip hop.
That's when I fell in love right there. So you started making music around that time,
like recording it
at least. When did you find, since we talking about positivity, like when did you find, y'all don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he out here like Will Smith rapping like that. No. They probably think, get jiggy with it. No. But like, when did you find like your niche audience, like your sound pretty much? When
so it's a mixture. It's a mixture of a number of things. One is based off of the artists that I grew up loving.
Gotcha.
So Kanye, like back College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, like pretty much most Kanye albums inspired that. Wale, same situation. You know what I mean? Listening to those artists rap about things that you never hear people rap about. It taught me that I can do the same thing. Also, I ain't never sold a drug. I ain't never bust a gun. You know what I'm saying? I barely fight. You know what I'm saying? So
I only do it if I need to.
So I can't even rap about that. But what I can rap about is the things that I actually go through. So, and the reason why I put a positive spin on it is because although some of the things that I do talk about, when you do really think about it, it's like traumatic when you really put yourself in a situation. I just want to inspire hope. That's really the goal. Like I don't think in any of my songs there's a happy ending. Like when you like really listen to it, but there's hope. When you listen to it, it's like, okay, I can get through this, and that's really what I try to do.
No, that's hard because me and him, we've been talking because we've been in such a self mastery phase for like really like the past year or two, just like building our core and doing a lot of shadow work and all this stuff, and just like we want to rap about affirmations. We want to rap about everything positive because that's all we talking about right now.
When we did Good Energy.
And we did this little single called Good Energy, and people loved that, and it was like, yeah, we love it. And it's like, yeah, this is stuff, and it make you feel good. He's like, I wasn't even lying. This is stuff that I do on this song. Because it's worse when the artist like is just, you know, when they just do stuff just to try to, just cause.
Oh, Big Sean's another one too. He's actually that is the main. That was the catalyst. He's not the main inspiration, but he was the catalyst after he did I Decided. Right. Which is to me is a self-help book. When you really listen to it, I'm like, oh, okay.
Everything Big Sean talk about, we be like, this is exactly what we be talking about.
What's our favorite line from him right now? That he said into it.
He said, if
I hold a conversation,
he said vibes and energy is a language all on its own, and I've been fluent. If I hold a conversation longer than 5 minutes, guaranteed I'm dropping wisdom and gems through it. And I was like, that's where we at. That's what I'm saying.
It was Nip. For me, it was Nip. Like, that was my favorite rapper.
Yeah, he was doing the same thing. So I was gonna ask you. So being an independent artist, how have you found that, like, kind of, because you're doing this type of music, but, you know, I feel like sometimes labels ain't really trying to hear this type of music. But then again, you may not be looking for a label. How have you found, like, navigating the independent realm, and or do you want to be on a label?
So it's like there's a lot of nuance and context to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like, I do feel like I'm slept on by industry people.
Yeah.
But as far as like my fans and supporters and people that really listen to it, they're like championing me OD, right? Yeah. But when it comes to like signing a contract, like a major record label deal, I don't think it's necessary, especially in 2022, when what the record labels are really doing is going to TikTok.
That's literally what
everybody is doing the same thing, right? And you just got to think about why someone would sign a record deal, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, if not all the time, artists want to sign record deals to be famous and then get some bread. But you got to really weigh out whether or not that's worth it. So like a typical major record deal, and I'm saying major on purpose because there's independent record deals and things like that too. One of the main issues with those is that you're getting 18% of your royalties, and they're taking a huge chunk. 18, you're getting 18%. You, the artist, the creator, and they taking the rest of it. And you're recouping on the 18%. You're not recouping
on the whole.
So you have to make that back on your side before you start making money. And it's changing now. Like now they're just doing like profit shares and everything like that. But the way that I look at my business is, one, I look at it like a business. So I think of it like something like, if I'm going on Shark Tank, I'm not letting Mark Cuban give me 500 bands to take 80% of my. No, that doesn't make sense. And the music industry is the only industry where the artist is also the product too. So you're just being bought, and I'm just not into that. The way that I would do, the way that I am doing it, the way that I would get funding is LLC. Get business credit, right? Get an EIN, get a Duns & Bradstreet, and then build my business credit. If funding is so important to me, because like the record deal advances a loan, and with shitty interest rates, right? Why don't I just go to a bank and get that same loan and pay like $2 bands a month on the return or things like that? Now, a pro for signing to a record label is the resources. Like,
of course,
you can't beat it's really, really hard to beat the resources.
Because watching the Kanye documentary right now, that's what I feel like. That's why he wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
The resources,
the resources are crazy, and it's still like that. Like you still get record labels still get like first dibs on like playlisting, first dibs on like just like really huge looks that an independent artist can't get unless they know the right people. Now, someone like me, who know how to talk, right? Yeah. I can like meet said people and still like garner these relationships so I can get these looks. Maybe not as big as like a Megan would get, or like a Saweetie would get, or Jack Harlow would get, because they're on like a major label situation. But I'm just trying to make some bread. Like I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What would you say is some of your inspirations? Like, where do your inspirations come from when you're making certain songs? Does it come from?
No, I was gonna say that's what I was gonna ask.
Oh,
you.
Go
I
ahead.
a specific question about that. It's like, do you get a lot of your inspiration from the internet? Because I know when you start your video, sometimes like a comment or reply, and then you make a song.
It's all internet. It's all internet.
Gotcha.
So all right, so not all internet. It's 80% internet. So like some of the songs that you guys like have heard, like everybody knows, like The New Crib or The Boys Do Cry, or what else I made. Like
did you drop? You ain't dropped the new one yet? Did you? The one you?
No, that's coming out. Today is 2/25. It's gonna come out March 4th. So if you hear this on,
you played it for
me.
I got the exclusive, yo. But I think when this is out, it'll be out. So you get.
But but those songs I just mentioned, I came up with those ideas. Either I was having a conversation, or I just like thought about, let me record it. But the way I finessed it was by asking people in the comments, what song topic do you want to hear? So that when they do comment that same song, I'm like, oh, I got a song about that already. Let me just put that on a. Let me respond with this video, and then that creates this like community aspect of it. Like, yo, I ain't making this song for you by you.